We are now live, everybody. Welcome again, once again, to New Vapor Revolution. Tonight, semi-special guest. He's a friend of mine. Ben, won't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody what you're vaping on?
I'm the Vaping Mason. You can find me on YouTube or on vapeshack.org. And I'm vaping on the Tugboat DNA 200 with the Lush RDA. And this juice I got at our local vape shop. It's the house juice.
Because you're a damn lush.
Okay.
He didn't think that was funny. I can tell it's going to be a long night.
And Steve,
I'm here.
you want to go ahead and just go ahead and tell everybody?
Sure. I'm Steve,
You know the
owner of Smiley E-Liquid, manufacturers of Smiley E-Liquid, Epiphany E-Liquid, Minuteman E-Liquid, and HFS E-Juice. If you haven't tried it, taking it over one bottle at a time.
Let me tell you, like I told you on the thing, Steve, some of that I tasted at the shop the other day is amazing.
It's bomb. HFS tasty treat in my mouth. Right there.
Tasty treats.
Yeah, with my bottle of Bunker Bliss. Bunker Bliss getting done.
And everybody, I am Vaping Minuteman, of course. Tonight, I'm actually once again on my Limitless with the Limitless RDTA. And tonight, I'm actually about ready to do a huge review for Unique E-Cigs. I'm going to actually have to do all their juices in one review. It's 4 different lines, but vaped all of every single one, so I'm not going to do an individual review for each one. But tonight I'm doing their Sunrise, which is one of my favorite to, because I'm not a big cereal vape guy. And then I've also got by Real Life John, and it is in my Mutation V5XL, and on, of course, my Rouleau X. So, and I want to say hi to Steve and Vinny. Tonight, talking about is just a couple of days ago, because a lot of our DIYers, I hear them always saying, well, these taxes aren't going to affect me. I'm just going to juice. I don't have to worry about it. Well, Prop 56 is actually going to affect DIYers just as much as it will affect. And the reason I say this is, I don't know how much of the actual nicotine is made in California for other companies, but Nicotine River is a big company over in California. They're actually one of the best priced companies when it comes to nicotine. First given the group by, as most of you know, the Vape King. And then right after that, someone at work mentioned that they were great when it came to getting nicotine and getting things at a wholesale price for somebody that doesn't have a wholesale account. So, 56 be affecting their nicotine that they sell. So, I mean, I know myself, I just placed a $50 order from them because a few more recipes just for the fun of it. And so I ordered some that I want to tweak, and I was out of like a couple of my main staples, so I ordered from them. A $15 bottle is going to cost me close to $45 after Prop 56, is what they told me. Does that sound right to you, Steve?
A what?
A $15 bottle that's 60 milligram, 50 milliliters, costing $45 now.
Yeah, that's about right.
Right there, it seems like it's getting cheaper just to buy juice rather than make it.
Yep. Buy the Minuteman. Join the vaping revolution.
And see, the bad
Fight
part about it is,
the tyranny.
and the bad part about it is, in my personal opinion, you guys can chime in anytime you want with this, but
Yeah, come on.
my personal opinion is it's not going to stop in California with Prop 56. In California, wide. That's my personal views on it. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, man. Like we already come on. Like you know that's gonna happen. We you know the little shuck and jive states. You know, pull the little hoopty hoop, just like Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Zip, zip, screw everybody over. Now you're gonna have like the 5th largest gross domestic what you call GNP, gross national product, gross domestic product. So like makes California like the 5th largest country, and we're gonna do it. So if we do it, and of course, whatever our intelligent lawmakers decide. I mean, I think for sure. I'm about ready to I'm going to call it put some legislation to outlaws the Samsung and all cell phones because of the LiPo batteries in the Samsungs spontaneously erupting in fire. And I'm quite certain that somebody's brother's girlfriend, sister's father-in-law's brother's half-cousin's owner of the dog that they dog sat, girlfriend, son, had that happen to him. And I believe it's true. And, I've seen the phone spontaneously go burst into flames when it's been thrown into a bonfire. So they have to, it's definitely a safety risk there. And I'm quite certain that, 30 years ago, I was going to get brain cancer and testicular cancer for setting the phone down on my lap and holding it by my ear. Neither have happened. So I'm quite certain that's real science right there. So ban vaping, ban Samsung, no, all cell phones, go back to any phone, after 1988 is banned, and we're going back to the cords, and that's it. Bite it. Of course it's going to happen.
Operator.
Exactly.
Have to ban laptops. They run on 18650s.
All that. Don't you remember just a few years ago with the lap catching fire, them Sonys?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's what people don't understand. There's so much that runs off of a lot of stuff that we have, but there's actually a funny story.
The sick part about it is they can fix it. So if they have a faulty piece of equipment, they can take it back to the drawing board and fix it. We can't.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the sad part. I mean, right now with everything, how it just got slammed on us, probably so many bad devices out there that people don't realize that we're not going to be able to fix. The only way it can be fixed is with a software change, and even that is iffy, if that would even be allowed.
No, it says no.
So you don't even think upgrades will be able to be good to go?
You read the law verbatim, it says no.
But they can't stop what people do online. That's the bad part.
Well, I mean,
actually.
They can't stop you from fixing somebody's tank and putting a safe build on their RDA either when they walk in. And when they do walk in and you're doing that, they're only going to say to you, "Oh, that's $100, $200 fine, and don't do that again." Now, if you think that's going to happen in the next immediate, nanosecond, Well, then, you probably need to live under a rock, and the FDA was right by telling you can't do that because you're too stupid to know otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, but seriously, somebody comes in, if I walk into your shop and I'm a brand new guy and I just dropped my TFV4 or, whatever, I'm pretty novice at this stuff, and I can't figure out how to turn it off because you've always changed my coils up until now. I've finally made the transfer to completely vaping, and I have dropped this and it got a crack in the glass. You serious? I'll hold you negligent if you don't fix my glass. And I'm telling you that the stupid ass fine with the FDA is way less than the fine it's going to get if I hurt myself on that glass and cut my finger or my kid cuts his finger. Believe that. So what do you have? Like $250,000, $50,000 on your shop? Okay.
So your whole insurance.
So take the risk with the FDA and treat your customers like they deserve to be treated.
Exactly, and I mean that's one of the things that we've actually started adopting at our shop. Nothing else, we have normally at least one or two people sitting around the shop that'll sit down and talk with somebody. If we have somebody in there that we don't know.
Right.
I mean, that's when it gets really technical, is when you have someone in there that you don't know who they are.
Anyway, here's the deal. You don't know the guy. And you're sitting there for an hour. In an hour, if the dude hasn't bought anything, bounce. Big wax, dude. Now, if he has bought something, you should know his name. Because he's probably under 35, so you carded him.
What Steve said, vaping saves lives.
Well, I mean, it does. FDA is a pain in the butt, but at the end of the day, here's the deal. Dude walks in, dude's bought something from you, you checked his ID, you know his name's Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You say, hey, Joe, I see you're from Pittsburgh. Yeah, how long you lived in Pittsburgh? My whole life. Yeah? What high school did you go to? Dude says North Catholic, and you know there's no North Catholic in Pittsburgh. Check it out. Whoops. First thing, you don't call him out, you don't blast on him, you don't say whatever. Now, he's not going to be that stupid because he's going to be a fed if he's doing that, right? They're not going to be that dumb. So they got a plan. And then you start just grilling them. So where'd your dad do? How long you been in? You ever been over here? And then finally he'll say, I'm bouncing. These guys are too friendly, up in my business. And if a dude in the meantime walks in and he's trashed, $100 piece of equipment or something like this, $75 piece of equipment, and he's bitching because the little piece that goes in here that was supposed to screw in, it's I don't know. And you don't fix that guy? Trust me, the agent's going to be sitting there going, no wonder why we tell these guys they can't do any of this stuff. They're idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. You seriously, okay, I'm all right for you not billing because you might have some kid in there who thinks it's really funny to set somebody with, up with a coil without checking in it, and give some guy a hard short on a battery that's got a little rip in it or something. The next thing you know, shit's venting and it's all getting weird. Okay, I agree. Maybe you shouldn't be building coils. But if you mean to tell me that you can't take and show a woman who just quit smoking or a guy my age that just quit, or making a switch to vaping or whatever, and you can't show them how to put the tank together, get out of here. Supposed to watch it on YouTube? Come on. I would tell you, seriously,
that's
I can't watch YouTube that long. I can barely even believe I'm on a show for an hour on YouTube. I can't watch a show for an hour.
Yeah.
I never watched one of these shows.
thing is, you know, a lot of times, a lot of the shops they'll actually just use what they have on the shelf and say, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
On equipment. That's the smart way for a shop to handle it.
Well,
but
let me tell you, that's like telling someone who is buying a new car that has the new push button, what you call it, you know, the new push button instead of the key turning, the new push button ignition.
Start.
Yeah, and tell them,
Auto start.
I can't show you how to turn your car on.
Just take our word for it.
Let me tell you, if you can't show me how to turn my car on and how to put the clutch in and what the hell I'm doing, you're not going to sell me a car, are you?
What good are you?
You're not going to sell me a car. If you go buy a motorcycle, you don't even need to get a motorcycle endorsement, but the guy's going to stand out there and say, okay, you sure you know how to do this? You okay? You're comfortable? You want to watch me watch you do it for a minute? You know? They're going to do everything they can but get on there with you to show you how to get down the road. And and I tell you what, a cigarette shop or someone in a cigarette shop will definitely show you how to put one of them butts in your mouth and light it up.
Yeah.
And they'll cut the tip of that cigar off too, and put it in a bag. Mm-hmm. So how is it that they can cut the cigar tip off with their little cigar cutter and give you the matches to light it and all this kind of business, but you can't take something out of a blister pack and screw it into another threaded object and say, your tank is ready.
I agree with you. It's stupid. It really is. Actually, Mason's going to kill me. Because now we're getting into more of the shoot the shit session. I want him to tell his story about the new Stanton. That is so funny.
You're telling me who?
Mason.
This guy?
Because he was telling this before you came on, and it was so funny. A hotel with a smoking room detector, but go ahead and tell the story.
So you would assume that a smoking room wouldn't have a smoke detector, because that would just be a pain in the ass. But, so I go in there and I start vaping, and all of a sudden the smoke alarm goes off.
Perfect.
I'm like,
so you put a shower cap over the alarm, right?
Nope. Went to the front desk, asked if they had a shower cap. They say, no, but I'll give you a plastic bag.
Great.
I'm like, okay. So,
perfect. That or a wet towel.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, they have to have the smoke detectors because they have to know if your room's on fire.
Well, I suppose so, yeah. But I mean, like, they need to.
I took the battery out of my smoke detector in my office here because I used to set it off.
See, I normally here in the house take all the batteries out of every smoke detector in the house because
I blow them up. My kid be sleeping and I'm on there beep beep beep. Oh, bad.
I was trying to vape but not wake up everyone in my hotel room and the next room over.
Yeah, that's a sucky deal. Where was that at? Where were we at?
New Stanton, Pennsylvania.
New Stanton, Pennsylvania. What was there?
Well, I was going to. I had to go to Bell Vernon for a wedding.
Oh.
But the hotel in New Stanton, we were able to get a pretty good price on that, so we just stayed there.
Yeah, but you're cool. Where are you from?
A terrible hotel.
It was not a terrible hotel. You are over-exaggerating.
Where were you from?
Rock Falls, Illinois.
Rock Falls, Illinois. What part of Illinois is
that?
that?
In the middle of nowhere.
What part is it? Central, south, north?
Midwest.
Oh, no. In Illinois, man.
Yeah, it's in. I can't really. Northern Illinois. That's about the best I can.
So it's north and west of Chicago, or just due west.
Yeah, I love how everyone compares.
Well, I could talk to you about
Falls.
Effingham. I could talk to you about a lot of cities in Illinois, but I'm just asking you. You said north, and that is the northern city.
Yeah.
So what other cities are nearby?
Trying to think of any you might know if you've been to Illinois, but
I might know all of them. Just shoot, try.
Aurora,
Yep,
Rockford.
yep.
It's about 2 hours away from Rockford.
North, south, east, or west? Because north, you're going to be in Wisconsin.
No, I don't know compared to Rockford. Truthfully, I don't even know how to get to Rockford.
How
I
close,
just
are
know
you,
it's
how
close.
close are you to the river, bro?
To the river? Which river?
The biggest river, the Mississippi.
Well, the Mississippi flows into the Rock River, and that's the river in town. So,
Okay, so you're right there.
yeah.
Cool. What's the major highway?
Probably I-80.
Oh, I-80. You're off I-80.
Yeah, Interstate 80.
Yep.
goes-
How long to Interstate 80 from your house? 20 minutes, half an hour?
Yeah, about that.
Yep. Right on, dude. Travel that highway many and many times.
It's a town in the middle of a cornfield. I'll put it that way.
Yep. That's all America is, bro. What do you think? It's the real deal. Nobody lives in a big city. Not that many.
Yeah.
Pretty desolate. That's cool. So you drove all the way, or did you fly to New Stanton?
We drove, and
Wow.
it was an interesting drive because we stop in Indiana, and I see a picture of Mike Pence, and I'm like, oh, that son of a gun.
Yep. Yep. He is a son of a gun. Running with another son of a gun against some other son of a gun with another son of a gun running as her mate.
Yeah, we don't have very many options.
Against another two guys that are like, what? Huh? Senator who? Governor what? And you did a what for this? The Green Valley Collective? Holy Lord.
What's Aleppo?
Right.
Gary Johnson.
Ripping. We'll do okay. I don't know. I don't know. That will be difficult, but I'm not going to talk about the elections. The big deal. Big deal
We just
tonight,
had
though.
a drop by a semi YouTuber, Billy Vaping Heathen, just came in chat.
Oh, nice.
Trying to see if I can get him one tonight. Yeah.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you there, heathen. But I mean, the taxes will kill the all the new legislation will kill the do-it-yourselfer for sure. I mean, they're not gonna let the DIY escape. And even if they did, what are you gonna? I mean, if no one's using the product you're trying to buy, you know it will be harder for you to get. And it's just ridiculous. And then, I mean, really, you're gonna do it yourself. How much are you gonna make? Like, you're gonna do it yourself one time a year, maybe twice a year. You know, make a gallon and done. Bye. I mean, I got all kind of gallon recipes for crap. You bother me, man. You'll get whatever is 128 ounces, man. That's a lot. 128 30s. I bet there's people that watch us on this show that don't vape 128 30s in a year. Think about that. That's a 30 every third day. A little less than the third day. Oh, every third day about, yeah. It's a lot, dude. So what else is new, man? We talk about some fun shit.
Not really that much new when it comes to a lot of stuff, because I mean, it's really dead right now with advocacy. And
Imagine that.
Okay, I thought that was it. You know, a lot of times I like getting new people on, and brought in for the shoot the shit tonight. I brought in Mason.
What's his name? Nathan? We keep saying
Mason. Vaping Mason.
Oh, as in the Mason-Dixon line?
No, like the Freemasons.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Takes one to be one, or to be one, ask one, or something
Yep.
like that. Huh?
Yes.
Yep. Right. Yep. I got a bunch of books. Nice.
Yeah, Billy, he's from over in Philly. That's why
Billy in Philly?
I'm hoping he is able to
Talking
get
about my
on.
brother Billy in Philly? Why you gotta go like that? Why you gotta go like that? Why you gotta go like that?
Maybe he'll bring us some cheesesteak.
Perhaps. Perhaps. It's interesting. To be one, ask one.
Now, here's a question that I think would actually be a good one for everybody to answer because I know how much I go through. How much does everybody go through of juice a day?
Don't want me to answer that question.
No comment.
Answer it.
Honestly?
No, I'm curious because I go through about 30 to 60 a day.
Okay. Mason?
Well, I got this on Saturday, and I've been vaping this and only this like nonstop. So I don't know, not that much, I suppose.
Okay. Pretty good.
Billy's saying 30 mil easy, which I
Sure.
agree.
There's
It's
times
easy to go through 30.
I'm sure.
I think also it depends on what you use too, because I mean, with me, I've been using a lot of my ETAs, so I haven't been going through as much. I'm using my Crown or my TFV4. I go through an easy 60 mils a day
Well, here's the deal.
if I'm using those.
I'll show you what I've gone through since Sunday. So, what do you think? There's like 10 mils left maybe of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 90.
Well, that's
Oh,
not
wow.
too bad.
Gone through 80. Hold on. This is a 30, so we think there's 10 mils left of this, 15 mils, 10 mils left of that. That's a 30 mil.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 mils here, so there's 100. And that's a 120, and we think 40 or 50 gone out of this one. And 120, that's 50 gone out of that one. So maybe 150 mils in 2 days. So about 75 mils a day. But the first week, when I was promoting Tasty, I was killing it. I was doing like about 80. I was getting rid of it. Sometimes it ended up being like I'd have a little left, like something like this left in a deal, you know, and I just like throw it some dude, you know. So I blew some juice like that, but I was going through it, like honestly, like 100, 120 a day. I mean, I was using it, whether I was vaping it myself or not, it's yet to be known. But that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now I got a question for you. How many of you guys still think that tanks don't taste as good as RDAs?
That depends on the actual tank, in my personal opinion. But to be honest with you, the person to ask that isn't in here yet.
I'm not Karen, really. In particular, I'm asking you, what do you think?
In my personal opinion, the average tank, if you go like with a TFV8, a Crown, or like SRDTA, I can say, yeah, I could see that.
So you concede that you can now buy tanks that taste just as good as drippers.
I do say that, but it's certain tanks, in my opinion.
But I mean, certain builds too, because I can make one crappy build and have it burnt on your first rip because your cotton's too wet, too tight, or too loose, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I mean everything's dependent, but all things relative and all things the same. Do you not think it's just so much more convenient to go with a regulated box mod and a tank than anything else?
Oh yeah, it's way more convenient.
And so, what's the problem? What's the resistance to going that way?
I think the main resistance is just because of where people have this more as a hobby anymore. I think that's the main resistance to tanks.
No,
but honestly,
no, people will tell me, no, man. People tell me there's no way your tank can taste as good as my dripper. And I'm like, you serious? My tank stays at like 140 the whole time. It always is the same. There's no problem. I don't have to do any kind of crap with it, except for maybe every hour or so I got to put 5 mLs or something in there. I'm good. But every time you take a good rip to match my good rip, you got to re-drip, you got to pull that thing off, stick it in your mouth, talk about some, whatever those guys are doing all the time. And, they've been on my pipe bomb mod with my, C4 batteries with my electrocute yourself wire, ohming out at a 0.0002. Got me some.
That's ridiculous.
Got me some black powder wicking cotton going on here, and I got all that on top of a NASA deck with a Challenger shovel cap on top, and got a little drip tip from over there, guys over there at Nose Cones are us, and it's a chuffer, and I'll see if I can chuck a few chuffs and rock a few muffs, and see what's cracking today.
Rock a few muffs.
Yeah, rock a few muffs, chuck a few chucks, rock a few mucks.
This is why I love you on here, Steve, because you make it so much more fun.
I got no time for all the seriousness, man. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, oh, Prop 56 is going to suck. Yep. Feds suck. Yep, they sure do. What? Samsung phone blowing up. Let's do that. I had a good one for it. It was like hack. I call it HACC. HACC, and it stood for, let me see what I told the guy last night. It was a joke. I was talking about why we need to get rid of phones. I was down.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what shit they do. They just talk out their ass. No one's making any sense. Can't do anything we want. It's retarded. We got no love. We'll never make it. It's a fringe deal. Now I'm not giving up. It's the only thing I got for a living. So I'm kind of screwed.
I knew Billy would get very. I got something to show you, Billy.
Is he excited? I hope I got him excited.
Oh, he's excited about something else, but.
Oh.
Oh,
Billy,
Lord.
even that one.
Was he one of them Power Ranger guys?
He's a Star Wars fan. Actually, if you look at his logo in chat, it's the rebellion symbol blended together.
Building empires. Oh, it is? Vape Heathen is?
Yeah.
Oh, that little
He's
like
a huge Star Wars fan.
That fleur-de-lis with like the little like disc on the right side.
That was Bo Tamarin. No, that was Bo.
That was Bo? Can you believe it, Billy? That was Bo. That was Bo, Billy. Billy, that was Bo. That was Bo Cameron, Billy.
But yeah, he's a huge Star Wars fan, and he was saying he'd trade any mod.
Use the
exact one. He was like, he'd trade any mod and tank I wanted. Poe did me.
What's that?
But yeah, it was Poe Dameron.
Bo Dameron?
Yeah, I knew he'd correct me if I got it wrong.
Oh.
And he'd kill me if he knew how much I paid for them. Because I got them when up here Kmart is closing and sell. And we got the mascot coming in.
Really?
No. Right behind me, the mascot.
That's cool.
I heard her climbing on the chair.
Got you.
But
so he's got a pretty good.
See, now it's getting.
He kills it out there somewhere. Yeah, I know about that guy. He's pretty popular on like one of them things.
Yeah, you had sent him some of.
Oh yeah. I gotta send him some of this other stuff. He liked this. The other stuff was too perfumey. You said, right?
Yeah.
It must have got burnt in the sun.
I told him we were at least going to send him some of mine.
The only reason why it could be that light and airy and crappy is because it got burnt in the sun.
Yeah. And see, now that's another thing that we can really talk about, because you know a lot more about it than most people. Get destroyed like that.
Yeah, if especially well, it's weird. Some of our flavors are not affected. Well, I mean, they're probably affected if you just let them sit there and if you just let them bake in the sun forever and boil and sizzle, you know. But if just like driving down the road, if you don't have tinted windows, we have one flavor that is definitely negatively affected. And so, you know, trial and error, we realized, oh, this is what it is. Because, you know, the flavor would be good for like 3 days, and then all of a sudden it would start being crap. You know, we couldn't do much about it. But then we realized, put it under in low. But the sun, the heat will break down the chemicals, because it's like anything. And generally what happens, because, you know, as the juice steeps, loses nicotine just in the breakdown of the chemical process, and, you know, the flavors, the strong flavors will just bake out. You know, this heat will just evaporate that crap, because the flavor carrying solution is much lighter than the VG. And so what you'll end up getting is a tasteless bunch of junk. And, you know, it can happen in clear juice too, but it happens in darker or colored juices more than clear.
Yeah, and I mean, if they get old too, that can cause it, can't it?
Well, yeah. Well, if they sit there, they're sitting on the shelf for, you know, like 2 years, and it's not optimal conditions. Yeah, but I pulled out bottles out the back, you know, and thought, I'm never going to be able to, you know, no one's going to want to vape this, right? And I'll stick it in some, you know, I'm broke pour vapor box, and give it some broke pour vapor, and they're like, dude, this is some great stuff here. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm you know, well, I hope you like it, because it tastes like crap. But generally, what happens is you can take a 12 or a 16 after a long time, and it'll not have the 12 or 16 percentage anymore, and it'll just be a little more peppery. The juice will be a little darker. It just tastes a little bit like you kind of burnt it with pepper. So I got a big compliment.
Now I do want to say, because Steve Taylor brought something up, so I do want to say it during the show tonight. And while I'm thinking about it, I wanted to get it off my mind.
Yeah.
Today was the Right to Be Smoke-Free lawsuit day. Nothing has came out yet that I know of. I will be looking for stuff this week. Probably talk about it next week for anybody that wants to know.
Yeah, well, it won't matter. It'll go to appeals, and no matter who wins.
We all know it's going to go to an appeal, so, you know. The best we could have is a stay of it, but I don't see that happening still. That's beside the point. I just wanted to get that out so people would know about it, that was today, and I'm not overlooking it, just we kind of don't have anything to talk about for that, because there's nothing out there that's going on.
Nothing to say about it if you don't know exactly.
Exactly, and I don't want to give out misinformation. To quote somebody, that hasn't put a video out in a while, but I don't want to give out misinformation about it, so I'm not going to talk about it tonight.
Yep. I agree with you. That's a good idea. Don't do that. Because, the minute you say something close to being accurate, and, it's just not as hesitant or as positive as someone might still be claiming to support HR, XMNLP, QRB, and somebody named Bishops and somebody's named, some Kohler or something like that. And we know none of that's working. Then, you hear the real reason why some of that stuff was brought up, and then you start thinking, wow. And you start wondering what anybody's doing.
Exactly.
But, what are you going to do? Everybody's got to have a purpose to do something. Everybody's got to justify the position somehow. So even the person that feels good about themselves by, being a volunteer to spearhead this and being on the fringe and all of a sudden just going to one meeting thinks they know more than you because they can't, they didn't read the legislation, but perhaps, they heard someone give their interpretation. Quite frankly, that was the secretary. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I read the stuff. So I'm the weird guy. I'm up here late at night doing it.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons you're on is because it saves me. I'm gonna be honest, it saves me really having to dig deep into it.
Well, here's the deal. I sometimes don't say much, simply because I like to get all of the, sometimes it takes me a long time to come up with my ideas. Sometimes I like to talk through the ideas, and I'll just be, saying, well, what about that? I think I read that. I thought I read this. The deal is, at the end of the day, I haven't told you exactly how I think yet. You're not asking me, so what's your answer? You just ask me what do you think, what's going on.
Excuse me.
You ask me finally what's my answer, and I give you an answer. Trust and believe I'm going to have a pretty good justification for why I said what I said.
Exactly.
And I think and I'm going to say it again because to put it out there, the only way to get people to do something is you just keep putting it out there, and enough people think, oh, that's a good idea because, word of mouth, right? Everybody talks. Everybody could think I'm nuts. But everybody thought I was nuts when I said 30 mils when we first started Smiley, too. And guess what? Everybody's running 30 mils. But we only had 30 mils to start. We had to go to 15s, and now everybody's running 30s. That's the small ones. So listen to me like I might know something because I have 50. I think the smart thing to do would be to quit coming up with all the damn different bottles and the damn different bullshit and the damn different packaging and your Cracker Jack boxes with your toys and your cereal boxes with your, extra crap and bull crap on it, and say, check this out. The bottle has to look like this. It needs to be 60 mils or 120 mils or 100 mils or whatever it's going to be. That's the bottle. Just like cigarette pack. Looks like cigarette pack. All American cigarettes, same cigarette pack. A little bit short, a little bit squatty, maybe whatever. But man, they're the same pack. Made out of the same crappy paper. Okay. Yeah. So now, check this out. Decide how many mLs it is going to be, because they had to do that with cigarettes. In order for them to do all this stuff back in the 80s or the 70s, whenever it was, they had to set it to be a pack of 20, not 19, not 17, not 15, not 11, not 12, because you can't sell a loose cigarette. You sell a pack. So if we just said it's going to be 60 ml bottles or 100 ml bottles, then we'd have a whole lot better idea on what this whole Prop 56 tax is going to be, because it's the $3.87, not $2.87, because we are already going to get nailed an extra buck, and it's going to go up to 87 because we're not getting that the cigarettes are getting, and then the $2 that they're getting. So it's going to be $3.87 cigarette equivalent. Well, so they say it's 40%, 60 to 70% tax. Because somehow in some quick boardroom, somebody found whatever. But when I asked the people that were talking about that, what the price of a cigarette, what the fixed wholesale price is of a pack of cigarettes, and we know this isn't true, what it is, they couldn't tell me because obviously it doesn't exist. Now, if that's the truth, if it's $3.87 a pack of tax, why wouldn't it be $3.87 a bottle? Well, here's why. because we've done a really good job of telling the legislators it's not all the same as cigarettes. But if everything was a 3 or a 6, and everything was a 30, 60, or 120, and that's what it was. The 30 was a pack, and the 120 was a carton. And that was the size. You'd know what the tax is going to be. If it's $3.87 for the cartons for the individual, unit of sale, which is 30 mil or 60 mil, and what? I already have a killer juice at a great price, and I don't mind. I mean, if they take my prices, you work in a shop, Rob. You know what my prices are. You take my prices, and you take that $3.87 or $4 on it, and you compare it to any of the other juices in my category or the ones I'm in their category. I'm still at the right price. I'm not a greedy bastard. That's where we're not getting right. That's the fattest job, or Flappin's job, or Jackass's job, or American Vapor Poozawutz's, or CBB, or Sibleby, or China. Maybe it's the Crohn's, the Crohn Association, Shenzhen. Yeah, you said
I just sent Billy the link. He, for some reason, he didn't get the invite, so I sent him a link. So hopefully he gets that.
I'm just saying, Shenzhen. So the Association of Shenzhen Crohn's will save us.
Get the invite, so I sent him a link. So hopefully he gets that.
That's him right here, the heathen.
Yep, there's Billy.
Hey, Billy.
How are things over there in Philly, Billy?
What's up?
It's cracking.
You hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you fine tonight, Billy. There's Billy.
It's a new microphone. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, dude, it sounds great, actually. It sounds soft. It sounds like you're on the radio.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
I'm going to turn you up a little bit.
That's bitching, dude.
Oh shit! Wait, let me turn it down.
It sounds great, actually. It sounds soft. What kind of mic is that, brother?
It's the Blue Snowball. Plug and play.
I had thought about getting one of those when I got this.
Sick, dude.
What's new for you, Billy?
Not much, man. Been really busy as fuck. Been really busy and been burnt out. So haven't been too active on YouTube the last 2 weeks or so. I guess not as active as normal anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, because I know I'm normal. I'll be honest. You're one. I have 70 subscriptions, and you're like one of the few that I still loyally watch.
That's amazing. Got time to do that, man.
Well, considering, Steve, you don't know the history with Billy and I. Billy actually got me into the YouTube game, and then he, along with Hank and Robbie, kept giving me the confidence to get into reviewing. So,
nice.
In a sense, he's almost like the god.
Right on.
The Godfather.
The Godfather. You're Billy from Philly, don't you know?
Did you bring the cheese steak?
Well, since I tell you, I only paid $7 for those 18 to 24-inch figures.
Oh, really? That's a good price, man. I got
You gotta go rough them up. Got to take them in the back of the pizza joint. Beat them over there at the dry cleaners. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds good.
But yeah, you've got Kylo. I knew you had Kylo.
I got Kylo and Vader sitting up there. They're sitting next to each other there. And I got the Kylo Ren voice changer mask, and I just got this in a trade. Check it out.
Shut up, dude. Grown, man. You're grown.
This is an actual replica. This is like metal. This is a real replica. It's one of the
The speculum? Oh, dude. Dude.
Now this is a Toys R Us version right here.
Yeah. Your
Size difference. I mean, they're
I tell
fucking.
you what, bro. Your Schwantz is bigger than mine. That's big serious right there, bro. Pink and blue. That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, Billy, I have something else packed away that I didn't put out. Do you remember back when they did the original trilogy, or not the original, but original for us, because like original trilogy. But when they did the second trilogy, do you remember the Yoda that talked?
What?
Tall Yoda that you would just hit a button and he'd start
Are you
talking.
talking about Star
And he
Wars,
would-
bro? Like 1980? Wait.
No, I'm talking when they came out with the second trilogy.
Oh, because
Do you
1980s
remember
when
that
Star
one,
Wars
Billy?
came out.
1977 it came out.
Oh, okay, 1977. I mean, I
Yeah,
saw
Billy
it.
would know
I
that.
saw it.
Like
I
back
saw
in
it in
his hand.
theaters, and it just like I was like, "What am I doing here?"
Well, it's also the year I was born, so.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I knew we weren't that far apart in ages. Because I was 81, so
well, at least I can't.
when you were 4, I was being born.
At least I can't be his dad. That's good.
Yeah, I'm an old fuck.
Because usually I could be everybody's dad.
You could be my dad. I'm 19.
I definitely could be your dad. My daughter's older than you.
I could be your dad.
Yeah, you might be his dad. You're Billy from Philly.
There was someone that asked
Well,
if
Billy-
Minuteman was my dad once. I couldn't remember who it was, but I'm like, what the
Since
hell?
you're on here, you weigh in on the tank issue, because you are the tank god.
Tell me what you think there, Billy, because I like tanks.
Yeah, I think it's total absolute bullshit when people say you cannot get as good flavor with a tank as you can with an RDA. I can put this up against probably 80% of the RDAs on the market, you know, and it's going to hold up. I vaped this in a video at 300 watts continuously, and it did not burn the coil, and it fucking my smoke alarm almost went off.
Right.
It's just bullshit. I vape this vape constantly, and I have drippers. I have every fucking dripper known to man, and I can build coils, and I compare flavors all the time, and I get just as good flavor from this Baby Beast as I do from any RDA. Now, there's some good RDAs out there that are better than others. I'll give it that, but the tanks nowadays are made to give you flavor and clouds. That a year ago, that argument was valid. Not no.
Yep, I agree. That's exactly what I think.
Now, what's your opinion, Billy? Do you think the Baby is just as good? Because I know personally, I think the original Beast is too big, and if you don't have a mod that it looks well on. That's my personal opinion. But I love my Baby.
It is big, and it goes through juice like a motherfucker, but it gives off great flavor, massive clouds. I mean, it's an awesome tank, and I think the Baby is, you know, the flavor is on par with it. Maybe this is a slightly bit better, but it's not by much. But it doesn't eat as much juice, and you get just a good a vape, in my opinion. You know, and I don't need the vape at 100 watts. I vape at fucking right now. I got this at 65 watts. I don't need to vape at 100 fucking watts. You know what I mean? That's just not me. I vape to where I feel satisfied, you know?
Yep.
I don't need a
Exactly.
really hot vape. I just need it to satisfy me, and that's all I need, and that's what you can get. This Baby Beast tank is one of the best on the market.
I think he's right.
And see, that's why I got the Baby. I was like, that TFV8 is too big for me. Get the new... So I went the Baby Beast.
I got a lot of Baby Beast tanks because they all come in kit. You know what I mean? With all these new smoke kits, they all have a Baby Beast tank, so I got a bunch of them. And I've been vaping the shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like my favorite flavors in them, and yeah, I absolutely love them. Absolutely love the Baby Beast.
So you're vaping the shit out of the Baby Beast all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's my go-to right now. I put my wildberry in there. My wildberry juice is my go-to juice that I vape every single day, all day.
Yep.
And that's what I put in there. Before this, I was vaping the Crown 2. That was like my go-to. But yeah, man, it's tanks are good, man. Tanks are fucking just as good. You know, there's the big thing. Everybody loves the Goon RDA. My thoughts is this: the Goon RDA is a nice RDA. It is. It's a well-built, well-made RDA. You get good flavor, you get good airflow. It's got a crazy build deck. You know, it's actually a little hard to build on until you get to know it. But people rave about it like it's the best thing since sliced bread, and I just don't see it. It's a simple piece of metal where you put 2 coils in and it has 2 holes that go in the side, just like most other RDAs. I don't get any different flavor from the Goon than I do out of, 60% of the RDAs on the market. So I think it's all because of the name, and I'm not trying to put the creator of the Goon down. I think he made a great device, but I just think it's more about the name than it is the actual product.
I believe the other thing he said.
Yeah, I could see that.
I actually think all the time. I just laugh at people that come at me. Oh, dude, how can you you sell juice and all that crap and you're just vaping that TFV8 all the time? Well, because I got it sitting on top of this Tempest. I like the Tempest. I had a DNA. This thing holds up the thing. It sits in my hand a little bit better. The only thing I can say about this Tempest is hard to read in the sun. Other than that, I like the battery deck. I like how I can clip it out of the bottom. I always tell everybody, like, look how easy this is. Right? Now you can say you don't really like it that much, but you just pull this little trigger right there and it pops right up. That's great.
What mod is that?
It's a Tempest.
Which one's the Tempest? I can't remember.
Also a Vapor 200.
The Tempest. Oh yeah, that's the 3 battery mod. Yeah, I have that in white, but it turned yellow. I did really like that device too.
You know what's trippy about it? See how this has got a see how it's had a gloss finish? Because the matte finish wear off on the first day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, once you rub it off, the rest of it?
It just like, I don't even know if I rubbed it off. I was just vaping one day and it just came off.
All my white mods, all my white one, like this one got real yellow. I don't know how well you could see that, but you see how yellow it is?
Do you see how it says Tempest right there on yours?
Yeah.
Okay, mine said Tempest in white. And that's like on a matte, that's like a rubberized feel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that rubberized feel, if you peel it, it'll be metal underneath there.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Well, I mean, I don't use it anymore.
Well, I tell you what, then, if here's the deal, if you don't use it because it's yellow, you can rub that off and it won't be yellow anymore because it'll be metal and you can clean it.
I'm probably just going to give it. Well, I'm giving all my products away. Like I got to fucking, when I hit 40,000 subscribers, clear my shelf out, giving everything the fuck away, and just keeping about 20 things. But this will probably be in there. I did enjoy it though. I do like the feel of it. It has a nice feel to it, And
I tell you what, I got this, and everybody's like, oh yeah, this is bitching, But check it out. This thing started like acting weird. This little screw here stripped out. There's like a little screw right there in the front, stripped out, and I can't. It's just like it's got like no screw head in it. It's just like a little like punch screw or something. And it just will like come out as I'm driving down the road. It'll like shake between my legs and just like vibrate out. I said, and the battery started acting weird. And when I jammed this one, I got more out of it this Tempest than I did this. But then again, this has seen better. I vape this every single day from November till just a couple months, well, like a month and a half ago or so.
Well, see, that's why I love my 2/3. To be honest with you,
I love my 2/3. If you like the 2.3, then you'll like this, the Minikin V2. It's the same shape as the 2.3, but it's smaller than the 2.3, and it's got a touch screen, so the front's an actual touch screen.
Oh no shit!
Oh
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. So and it takes 2 batteries, just like the 2.3. If I can get.
But the 2.3 can actually go to 3 though too, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, the 2.3 can go to 3, but I mean, if you own that, I don't see. Yeah. I don't know. I've never vaped it with the 3rd battery because there's no. Well, I own multiple reloads, so there's no need to. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, see, when I got the 2.3, I retired my original RX because I got an RX. Oh, when was that, Steve? Probably last Christmas.
It was last Christmas
when they first came out.
Yeah, that's when I got
an RX.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had fallen. The whole thing had started chipping on the bottom. And then on top of that, my battery door was bent. And I was like, you know what? I want to get a new RX. I'm going to get the 2.3.
Speaking of that, what do you guys? One of my guys picked up the Snow Wolf 218 or the 213,
218.
something like that. With the wood, with the wood front. Yeah, that thing on his, the battery, it's like can't keep closed. It doesn't fire. Everything's all screwed up. The battery bottom's all messed up. Everything's bad.
Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't had any problems like that with it. It's been holding.
It started messing up like the first day.
Holy
crap!
That's a huge tank, Billy.
Oh yeah, that's a 40 millimeter.
Yeah, look at that now.
You put it up to the baby.
Holy shit!
What is it?
It's the dump tank, the Mason dump tank.
Really?
It's a fucking beast.
It's ridiculous.
And what's it called?
The Mason dump tank. I got a 30 millimeter version and a 40 millimeter version.
It's called the Mason dump tank.
Yeah.
Jesus. Get out of here. You're nuts, man. You got a lot of shit.
I love bringing somebody like Billy on because he has almost any device you can think of.
He's a damn heathen, so like he's gonna have all this crap because he's a heathen.
That's the new G-Priv from Smoke Tech, the new G-Priv.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool looking.
Touch screen, you change your wattage. It's touch screen and the firing bars on the side.
Yeah. My buddy, my worker was telling me about that. My guy.
Yeah, and then the Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from what I understand, the Alien, they fixed a lot of the sticky button issues that they had been having with that side button.
They did.
Or was that just with the X-Cube 2 that they were having that issue, Billy?
No, it's this. If you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You playing a tune on there.
This is from Sigelli, new one. This is the Sigelli T200. It's a touchscreen mod. And if you compare it to their T100, which was their first touchscreen mod, it's 100 times better. The T100 was probably the worst mod of the year. And I still may do a video.
I don't know about that.
I still may do a video where I smash it with a hammer on screen.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I have two of them. So I may smash it with a hammer. It's a piece of shit.
You don't think bad as the
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you. That Snow Wolf 218 or 213 or whatever that is.
Oh, wait, the 213, all right, is not what they say it is. It doesn't do temperature control too well, and it definitely doesn't reach to what it said. It only does 155 watts. But if you vape under 100 watts or under 150 watts, it's a fucking fantastic device.
You're talking about the food shot. You're talking about the food shot. I'm talking about the Snow Wolf.
I'm talking about
218.
This guy, the 213.
Yeah. 213 is cool. I'm talking about the Snow Wolf 218 or whatever you had. What's the number? What's that called?
The 218, Snow Wolf 218.
I got that for my guy, for my warehouse guy, and the next day, seriously, like 2 days later, everything's jerked.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Mine seems to be holding up. It ain't great. There's nothing great about it, but it seems to be holding up just fine.
That's dope.
But I mean,
I can't really bounce around that much. I just can't.
Now,
can't bounce around.
Here's the key. This year, what do you think so far has been the big? We're already past August 8th. Nothing new is going to come out. What do you think has been the big thing this year?
The big thing?
Last year, we all were saying sub-ohm tanks was
Well,
the green thing.
RTAs around the beginning of the year took a big turn, and they became probably the most popular things on the market. You know, RTAs are amazing now. I mean, you went from the original Billow and Goblin and shit like that to now they're fucking amazing. I mean, these RTAs are amazing. When it comes to mod, if I had to pick a mod that I think is probably the nicest, best mod on the market, I would go with the Triad from Lost Vape. I love this mod. It's amazing. DNA 200. It's elegant looking. It's just really, really nice. Feels nice in the hand, And also, what I think is the big thing is the shrunk down dual 18650s, like this Minikin. I mean, it's tiny and it holds a dual cell, or this, or Sigelli 213, or the IPV 6X. These are shrunk down dual 18650s. If you all remember, dual 18650s were big mods like this, right? I mean, now it's shrunk down to that, So I think that's the big thing. Them.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like I actually have a couple of the old ones behind me, like Billy.
What's that?
That's the Force.
The 4 Plus.
Oh yeah, the Cooper Plus. Yeah, another big guy. Yeah.
Or the
huge
battery mod.
The Sigelli 150.
Yeah, right, Sigelli. Yeah, I got you that, man.
Exactly. Or, of course, so I haven't picked it back up since I got my second Limitless, but look at what tank is on there. Know what tank that is?
Yeah.
Is that the Crown tank?
Yep, the original Crown.
That's why I bought mine. Crap.
I just got a tank in that takes the Crown coils. What the fuck is it?
I lent mine out, and I'm not too sad about it.
I think stabilized wood. You know what's really fucking cool? The coolest thing that just came out is when it comes to RDTAs is this the new combo RDTA from iJoy. I mean, you can. It has like 7 different decks plus a pre-built coil that you can put in. You can make it an RDA. I think that's pretty much the end-all, be-all when it comes to these RDTAs. I don't think you can top that unless you do the same thing and more. They just did it, and to top that, it's going to take a lot. So to top that, like I just got in the this guy. This just came in today. The Geek Vape Avocado Bottom Airflow RDTA. But I mean, I'm sure it's nice. I haven't built on it yet. I'm sure Vape's nice and everything, but it can't do what the combo does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think, in my personal opinion, what the big development this year has been the RDTAs, honestly. When Limitless put out their Limitless Plus RDTA, all rolling. I mean, the Avocado was the first one that came up with the idea, but Limitless is who really took it and ran with it, in my opinion.
They're nice. I'm not a big fan of them, of RDTAs. I just, I like... If I'm sitting at home vaping, that's one thing, but I'm always on the go. I'm rarely just sitting at home unless I'm doing videos or something. I got a tank with me because I like the idea of having it fucking contained. I like my juice contained.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, they're semi-contained in an RDTA. You know what I mean? If you throw it in your pocket and it falls the wrong way, it's going to leak. So that's the thing. And the thing with a dripper, you got to carry around a bottle. You're constantly squirting, and it's constantly getting all over the place. I can't do that with my job. I can't do it in work. I fucking can't do it when I'm driving. It bothers me. I like convenience, and why sacrifice fucking a headache for I can get the same vape out of a good tank? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You can fill your tank up and drive a couple hours. You don't have to worry about anything.
Exactly. Yep.
See, with me, whenever, and this is going to sound like I'm crazy vapor, but with me, when I drive, if I take a tank, if I don't use my Limitless, which this will get me to work with 30 minutes to an hour now, but in an hour to work, I would go through a Crown and a TFB4 in one trip to work.
for an hour, right? Yeah, that's right.
Both. I'd go through both tanks. I would always have to fill both tanks before I left the house in order to drive the whole way. Whereas, in this still have a little bit of liquid left in it. That's the reason I love this one.
Yeah, but so the TFVA would have it too. I mean, it's just the efficiency of the tank. What he's talking about, they do it with lattice.
I agree. Now, some people, look, they love their RDAs, and I get it. You know, you vape how you want. It's just, for me, I just prefer not that I love building coils, and a lot of times I'll build some cool-ass coils, throw them in an RDA, vape it for a half hour, and then I'm done with it, and it happens all the time. But, yeah, I absolutely just prefer my tanks, man. I do. I always have. I do like vaping RDAs and RDTAs. Not that I don't like the vape, and I don't like the build, and not that I don't think they're cool. It's just they're not convenient, you know.
How many are you up to now, Billy? Tanks.
How many? Any tanks? Well, are you kidding me?
Probably about 50 now, at least.
50? Are you kidding? What? Dude, I have to. I would say I'm closer to 500.
Really?
Absolutely, dude. If I could turn, I wish I could just turn this right now. I mean, just look right there. Can you see that shelf right here?
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah,
that's all tanks. That's about 200 right there, right? And then this whole table is full with tanks, and they're all filled with juice. So I vaped them all, like
at least once.
And I've given away hundreds, right? I mean, hundreds of them. So you can just imagine how many. And I'm not saying that believe me, at this point, you can have them. I don't even want. I'm trying to give everything away. But absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's so many, and any reviewer that's the same thing. You got that many.
Yeah, I mean, I know myself. I got one from you. That was actually one of the first times.
They send them to you just because they know you.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
They send them to you because you have a reputation, or what? Is that why you get them? Because you have a reputation?
Do I give?
He's almost up to 40,000 subscribers.
Is that why you get? Is that why you get them out? They send them to you. You don't ask for them. They send them to you.
Oh yeah. I don't. They just send them to us. They come in the mail every day.
Like you don't even know they're coming. Is what I'm saying. Like they just show up.
No. Like a lot of the times you don't know what's coming, and they just show up. Like
Then you just read the promo. You just read the promo materials like if you were owning a shop. You just read.
Well, no, I mean you take them out if you plan on reviewing it. You test it thoroughly, and then you put your review out, and you give your opinions on the product. You know, that's
easy.
Just bought it, just like you and I. You know, just like when you first started, and like when mine is. I mean, it's just getting used to it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm just wondering how that works for you guys.
Yeah, in reality, though, if we look,
I mean, I've had a few since, but
I would say tank-wise, like what I actually have, like here, like I'd say, because that's like almost 150 tanks back there, because I know that's 100, and that's probably, and there's some RDAs in there, and then I got a big pile of them over there and like a drawer here. So I'd probably say, in reality, maybe 200, a little over 200 or something, you know. But since I've been vaping, how many I've had, it definitely is over 500. You know, at least that. You know,
yeah, because like I said, you're the tank god. I mean, you've literally.
But I mean, that's
if there's a tank, you've probably vaped it.
But any reviewer my size has been through that and has that many. And that's the thing. Like, once you use tanks are difficult to give away once you use them. You know what I'm saying? Once you use them, and me, I bite on my drip tips. So once you use them, you're biting your drip tips. You got your saliva in the tank and shit. It's kind of hard to give away once they're used, you know? So, yeah. And I've done it quite a few times where I threw a bunch of tanks in a box with juice and everything and said, who wants this box, and gave it away that way. If somebody's willing to clean them out and use a used tank, then go ahead and have them. You know, I just don't feel like going out and cleaning fucking 100 tanks and then putting them back in a box and all that shit. You know what I mean? That's just, so that's, you know, whenever they send multiple tanks, I usually give out, you know, if they send 5 tanks, I'll keep 1 or 2 and then give the other 3 out. You know what I mean? While they're still in the box.
And that's the way it should be.
Now, what do you think's going to happen?
Because, I mean, once you vape one tank, you vaped them all.
Well, yes.
Well, what I'm saying with that is of the same tank.
Oh,
like
yeah,
if you're sent like 10 tanks, once you vape one of them, you've vaped all of them.
Well, it's easier too. Like, so say they send you 3 tanks. So you're going to take one out right away, and that's the one you're going to vape on. You're going to start testing, and then say it has multiple coils, and they want to review like within a week. So now you might have to break open a second tank so you can use another coil or the RDA section. So now you're testing 2 tanks, and then instead of having to go and clean them out, so now you can do the review and show the 3rd clean tank. You know what I mean? So it kind of works that way. So if they send 2, what happens is I'll use the shit out of one and not use the other, and then review the one that I didn't use, and then when it's done, give it away. You know?
Yeah.
Since August 8th and all that shit, like I slowed down a lot on the giveaways, and now I'm just doing big giveaways instead of giveaways in every video, because believe me, that became a fucking nightmare. And you know how much I was giving away. I mean, I was pretty much every video I was doing giveaways, and I tried every which way to make it easier on myself, and it just became a nightmare. So now I'm just going to do like big giveaways at once. Like when I reached, like I'm literally giving probably 200 mods away. Fucking when it comes to, you know, when it comes to my 40,000 subscriber thing. So yeah, just make sure you watch that video or whatever. And, but I'm not going to pick 200 winners. I'm only going to have a few winners. So there's going to be a lucky few people who get a lot of mods, you know?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Trust me, Billy. Like I said, I try to watch every one of yours, and I'll be watching that one. Because I've been waiting for a good one from you.
40,000, that's what it is. It's your 40,000 time. Is that
40,000? Well, I'm at about 36 or 37,000 subscribers, something, or 36 maybe. So yeah, when I reach 40,000, I'll have that giveaway.
Trippy. That's
Of
fine.
course, though, I wish I had a picture of one of your original videos, because that would be so funny to go back to those. Because Steve, since you don't know of his originals, originally he didn't have his face on it.
Let's pull one up. Hold on, I'll pull one up right now. Ready?
Like he's got something to talk about, Billy. Who the fuck is he?
No, it's the truth, man. My channel kind of took off like unexpectedly. My channel was shit when I first started. I didn't even show my face. It was all just the down low for like my first 10 videos, and then it just
I remember that because Billy and I met each other. It was so funny because we met each other on, what was it, one of Tia Vapes?
Dude, I don't know. I remember seeing you.
I think it was
in Vaporium, or were you in the other?
In Vaporium.
Okay. Were you in the Vapedom?
No, I think it was one of Tia Vapes videos. You had said something to me, and then you were like, start watching my videos or something like that. And then I started watching, and then started to get to know each other after that.
Okay. Well, here, I'll do. I can do a screen share, right? Yeah. There we go. Screen share, entire screen. Okay, share. Can you see my screen right now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I think so.
Let me switch on yours. There we go.
You got it? All right, so here.
What's up, YouTube? Vaping Heathen here. Listen, I'm hearing a lot of people talk about these sub-ohm clear modules. All
this is my first video.
Vape the same.
Number one?
I disagree. Yeah, they're all similar, but they're all going to be similar. Just like all RBAs are similar. They work the same. All drippers and RDAs are similar.
Look at those tanks, man.
Oh, that's some shit right there, bro.
Here. It's great.
I'm going back old school.
Clear module.
Yeah, that's the old Aspire.
Muted, even with the
Talk about
Atlantis.
Damn, it's all out of focus and shit.
Organic.
Yeah, that's the original Atlantis there.
You were telling people what was up, dude.
Yes. So yeah, that was my very first video. I did my sub-ohm tank showdown, and it got a couple thousand views right away, which was crazy. You know?
Really?
Yeah. So
next one for me.
I mean, it's got 5,000 views now. But my big video that I think that made my channel take off was my second sub-ohm tank showdown, I did 30 tanks in one. And when I did that, it fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So how do I stop this here? Stop sharing. Yeah, so when I did that second sub-ohm tank showdown, it was literally 30 different tanks in one. And when I did that, I mean, that put me on the map, I think. And I also did that fruity cereal. I did that fruity cereal vape showdown, and people loved that. And that was when I was like my third video. So I right off the bat, I started with a sub-ohm tank showdown, which people saw and it took off. And then like 3 videos later, I did a fruity cereal vape showdown, which at the time, fruity cereal vapes were very, very popular. And I had like fucking 12 different cereal vapes. And that got thousands and thousands, like over 20,000 views. And then I did a second one, part 2 of that, and then that took off. And then I did the part 2 of the sub-ohm tank showdown, and that took off. So those 4 videos, and plus how to clean your sub-ohm tank coils, that's one of my biggest. I mean, that's got a couple 100,000 views, I believe, at this point.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So those videos right there is pretty much what, without those videos, I probably wouldn't be where I am now. Who knows? And maybe I would. I don't know, but that's what I would think, because I don't think I would have the recognition without those videos.
That was like kind of your initial claim to fame.
Yeah, and then people started seeing my face, and at the time, I mean, I was fucking spending so much fucking money. I was buying every new product on the market and being the first to review them. So people were just tuning in because they were like, "Yo, this fucking dude has no subscribers, but he's got every new product and he keeps showing them first." And I was reviewing just about every day. So, and that was before everybody was doing reviews every day. You know what I mean? Like people were reviewing like maybe twice a week, 3 times a week at the most. And I started doing it every fucking day,
and then everybody followed you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I started that or if who else started it, but I know that's just became the norm after that. No, I kind of wish I didn't do that because it's fucking exhausting,
So
trust me, I haven't done a video in forever.
You're one of the first people to vape every day, to review every day, Billy?
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, I know Mike Vapes and Brian. They all, Mike, Brian, and Mark Vape and Faggot, they all started like almost a year before me. That's why they're so much higher in subscribers than me, because they started a while before me. I mean, maybe like 8 months before me, but they were doing videos a few times a week. You know what I mean? But because I was trying to catch up and I was just trying to get noticed. I was doing every single day.
What was the motive behind doing it?
I don't know. I just, I was doing, I really liked vaping. I really liked all these new products. I was really into it. I'm like OCD. When I get into something, I get into it. Like I found vaping and I got really into it. And I didn't have no friends in the real world that liked the vaping. Like none of my friends knew about vaping and they didn't care. So I started doing written reviews in the vapedom.com, which was a social media for vapors. And I was doing these written reviews and I asked Mike Vapes about reviewing. And he said, "Dude, just fucking do it. Just go and and I did it. And then people started noticing. They liked my videos, and it just gave me more incentive to do it. And at that time, it wasn't about growing my channel or nothing. It was just I got some cool products I like. I want to show people, and maybe I'm helping somebody. And it went from there. And then as you start growing, then you get a little ambitious. You're like, oh man, my channel's actually growing a little. Let me put some more effort into this and make it real. And
I totally understand. I just wondered if it was like, thought maybe if you had just like a fell into it story, or if you had one of those stories like I was dazed and confused. Like that's my story. I went into a vape shop, sat there like a whole goddamn day, spent ungodly amount of money. First, after I went out from the little stupid MK25 or whatever it was from the cigarette shop, and spent a bunch of money. It's traced like 27 flavors. They all taste like my grandmother's air freshener. I couldn't taste shit. And I said, "Fuck, man, anybody can make juice better than this." And then there you go. That's what happened. I mean, I went into it because I thought this was ridiculous. I like vape, but just like you, I go in gung ho, and I said, "Dude, this all tastes like crap. No one's gonna vape this shit." So I made strong ass candy flavors because that's what I like.
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's Exactly. You just develop a love for something that you're doing, and you want to contribute to it somehow, and that's just you know. And the thing with me, like and he'll tell you I'm a fireman, so for the longest time they didn't know they even knew I had a channel, and they just recently found out. So I get my balls busted a lot, man. It's fucking when I go to like other houses and shit, they fucking they bust me. They pull it up and shit, and I'm like, oh man, you know.
I'm sure they break your balls.
Oh yeah, you know.
Well, guys, I hate to do it. It's already 11:30, so we're going. I know Billy probably is getting tired because I don't know if you're going to work tomorrow or when you're starting again. But I know Ben.
Like 4 days. He works like 3 days.
Early in the morning, so we'll go ahead and do our outros. Billy, why don't you go ahead and start? Let everybody know who you are, who doesn't know, and let them know where to find you.
I'm on YouTube, guys. If whoever's watching, if I don't know how many or whoever's watching or is going to watch this later, I just want to say something real quick. I've been, and I'll probably say this again because I'm supposed to do something live tomorrow, but I've been, the last 2 weeks, I've been kind of off my game. I haven't been reviewing a lot. There's been a lot of channel changes going on, a lot of different things. So I won't get too deep into it, but just for those who watch my channel, I've been really busy. I'm not done vaping. I'm not done with my channel or nothing. I just needed a break. I've been overwhelmed as crazy, and I'm trying to get back into it now. You know, for those who have been wondering and shit, just wanted to get that out there. And I got something special going on. I'm creating something cool. It's going to be a series of videos, and it's going to be pretty cool. It's something totally different. It's going to be to help vaping. So hopefully the first one will be out soon, and you guys will enjoy it.
Sweet.
But yeah, I'll make sure to put a link for Billy down in the description, and I'm pretty sure he's in my favorite channels. If he isn't, I'll throw him there as well for anybody. But it's Vaping Heathen. Go ahead, Mason.
Oh, it's Heathen now. It's not Vaping Heathen. It's just Heathen now.
Heathen. I'm so used to using the full name. It's go ahead.
Nah, it's
Mason.
cool. I'm still Vaping Heathen, dude.
Okay. I'm the Vaping Mason. You can find me on YouTube or on vapeshack.org. And thank you for having me on.
Glad to have you. Steve, go ahead and remind everybody if they don't know, which if they don't and they're on this channel, it's weird, but go ahead.
I'm Steve, the owner of Smiley Liquid and the makers of Smiley Liquid, Epiphany Liquid, HFS Liquid, and Minuteman Liquid.
And once again, I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. Billy, yeah, it was great having you on. Hopefully we get you on here more because it's been a while since we got a chance to sit and chat. So
First time I actually ever got to talk to him.
Mason, it was great to have you on here tonight. But we will see you guys next week. Don't forget, next week we're going to hopefully be able to talk a little bit about the right to be smoke-free lawsuit. So news, if we don't, it's going to appeal. So talk to you guys later.